This is specifically for the motherfuckers who came out here claiming to represent hip-hop, but really didn't do shit to preserve the value of the fucking art form, the way of life. Hip-hop is a way to live, man. It ain't no institutionalized religion or something. It's a way to live. It's a culture, dog. You know what I mean? You know, so if you ain't really got nothing beneficial to offer this hip-hop shit, preserve the value of the art form, the music, the way of living, don't even fuck with it. We don't need dead weight motherfuckers.
Coming in this motherfucker just talking my shit.
Oh no, my pop figure.
No, one of them.
No.
I want to sound one of those. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Put $100 on pump. I'm finna ride in a Maybach in the city, so I gotta stay strapped.
There you go, and there it is.
Back home, them niggas be saying me and DDG go way back. You know, if you ever waved at me, then I went way back. Why do these niggas keep trying to get into the music? Can I have my fucking way back?
I don't know why.
Fucking hate that. They hate on me because I ate that.
Man, that scared me. Listen, man. It's been a long time, but a good time. You know, refresh, reload, pack it up, ship it out. It's the one and only. It's Cody's Corner. Listen, man, I do it as I always do. Hello, everybody, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner. Cody's week-by-week hot takes on who's going to take W in the sports you're worried about. Solo episode today. Got a little quick one. You know what I mean? Got another episode coming out next week. We're going to get a little more consistent. What is that little baby song? Ain't the vibe that I need. Drop the beat, G5 freak. We're getting consistent in here today. So without playing around, I'm going to just get right into it. I got a couple things on my mind. It's been a little while. First off, hello. Wait, let me see if I can fix this. See if I can pull this maybe. Push that maybe. You hear like a I hear it too. Don't worry. It's not you. Oh, that made it worse. Oh no. Oh, that made it worse. Oh no. Ready? Watch this. Sounds worse than it did before. What is going on? If I hold it, it doesn't do nothing. All right. Hey, if it ain't broke, right? Stop moving. Okay, so there's been a lot of things that have happened since our last episode. Right when we just finished last episode, the Thunder had just won. So there's been a lot of like free agency stuff. A lot of MLB has been pushed around. Shout out to PD and Noel and Alex. Got the chance to go to this Mets-Yankees game. They lost the series, but I got to go to the game that the Yankees won, so it was good vibes all around, you know what I mean? I'm going to talk about a little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying? The Mets and the Yankees kind of like are head-to-head as far as like how good they're doing. They're both losing as of late, but they seem like they're kind of neck and neck, so that's always good for the city. It's always good for the area, always good for Jersey, you know what I mean? It keeps things interesting. It keeps the restaurants busy. It keeps the bars active. It keeps everybody on their feet, and that's what we want at the end of the day, you know what I mean? We want business to be booming, you know? So if they're both good, great. If they're both bad, it doesn't really do a lot. So I'm glad that they're both kind of in the same picture at least. I got a couple things on this list right here. One thing that kind of bugged me out, and I really wanted to talk about it a lot, was specifically the Kevin Durant trade to Houston. Now, I know there was like all that hype behind how he found out at like a Fanatics interview, and he was kind of like going through those things. But what wasn't revealed, at first leak, I guess, of the news was that it's a 7-team trade, right? So I'm gonna pull this up right now. I want you guys to look at this with me, because one thing I love about the show is that I can learn things beside you guys. You know what I mean? I'm not just learning and then like spewing this information out to you. So I want to see exactly what the trade was. Right, here we go, NBA.com. So this is the breakdown of the trade. You guys see it on the screen right now. The Rockets get KD and Clint Capella It's a 7-team trade. It's the first 7-team trade in history. So this is big stuff right here. X this out because I'm not here for the pop-ups. The Suns get Jalen Green, Dalen Brooks, Kaman Malak, Rasheer Fleming, Kobe Bray, Daquan Plowden, and then 2 picks. The Nets get 2 picks. The Warriors get Alex Tui and Jamai Mashak. You guys know I'm not good with last names. Here we go. We're gonna keep on moving. The Hawks just got cash. Can we emphasize that right now? Cash, straight money. They put that shit. They pulled it from out the mattress. Say, hey, where do you want it? You know what I'm saying? This was a barrel of money, a wheelbarrow, some might say, of just straight green. Benjamins, Franklins, however they wanted it, I guess, right? David Roddy, 2031 second round pick, and cash. Lakers got Adu Tero and cash. Hold up. Timberwolves got Rocky Sikorsky, 2 picks and cash. So, listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm glad that the business is getting a little more, let's say, complex in the aspect of, like, just because someone is profiting off a transaction doesn't mean a lot of people can't eat. You know what I mean? So the fact that there's a surplus of people involved in one transaction where a lot of people just end up winning, that's a plus to me. That keeps a lot of different teams more involved in how successful their pursuit is. It's good to me. I'm going to tell you why I don't like it for Houston. Specifically for Houston. I like Capella. Always like Capella. The big man problem is not a problem. And I honestly don't have a problem with KD. If I'm being... Look, so I want to back up. Reverse for a second. KD never had a chance in Phoenix. And it has nothing to do with his talent. It has to do with the fact that there was a lot of mouths to eat in Phoenix, especially when they added Bradley Beal to the mix, right? So you got a lot of players that demand ball time to make sure their gameplay is efficient, where you had too many mouths to feed, and then their gameplay kind of was like meshed. Perfect example between this championship in the Thunder versus the lack of success there in Phoenix signifies why the big three is dead. You can't just get 3 nice players and run the team. It doesn't exist anymore. You need depth, you need defense, and you need a good coach, right? So, I think that this scenario that Houston has put themselves in, right, getting rid of Dillon Brooks, getting rid of Jalen Green, takes away their depth for this superstar where, to me, this is just running back in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? This is exactly the situation that Kevin Durant had himself in when he was in the when he was in the Nets. And it kind of just has brought us to a point where I feel like we're reliving what was attempted during COVID when he tried to get all his people to Brooklyn and he brought Kyrie there with him and he brought Harden there with him. I'll try and put a clip. They already have speculation of, is James Harden going to go back to Houston and da-da-da. I don't want to see that happen. I don't think KD could do it by himself. That's not me saying that there's not talented people in Houston right now. No, Amen Thompson, like one of those twins, super nice. I thought that they were doing well because they had that depth, even though they were a different core. The Houston was, let's look it up. They were like second in the West last year. Hold up. West NBA standings in the playoffs. We look together, like I said. So, this is the West. I'm trying to see that. Look, they had 52 wins last year, bro. Like, come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that put them in a good opportunity with a lot of players that maybe individually didn't have as much value, but because they went so far as they did, yes, you get the opportunity to get a Kevin Durant, and it looks good on paper, but it looked good on paper in Brooklyn. Let's be real. It looked amazing. You said, they're going to get KD and Kyrie and Harden. They had, what's his name? Blake Griffin was also there. On paper, it looked like the best team in the East. Where'd they go? Nowhere. So, that's all I'm saying. And KD is older. It looks like he's, potentially with this transaction, he may end his career in Houston. And you know what? I'm going to say like this. I don't see, I'm gonna call it right now. I don't see Houston having any more success than they did last year. Can you call it right now? Today when I record this video is July 8th, 10:59 a.m. I don't see Houston having any more success now than they did last year. So we'll go right to their season last year. Let's try it. No, I don't want to go to a Houston Rockets game, bro. What are you on about? Listen, the internet is bugging today. Here we go. Let's do this. NBA. Let's go to the Rockets. I'm going to find it. Don't worry. I'm going to find it. First in the Southwest Division. Can we find, like, the whole West record? Standings. NBA. Let's try this again. There we go. ESPN, let's go. The Western Conference. They were second in the Western Conference behind the champions? 52-30? Come on, bro. That's a great season. That's way better than any season they've had in the last. Let's see. Did they go by year? Look. Oh my God, please, bro. Watch this, please, because I know what I'm talking about. 2023. 2024. The Rockets were in elimination. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They were in 11th last year. Okay. The year before that? Lower than that. Okay. The year before that? Last. Right? So what do? They get to this season that they just passed. I'm sorry. Let me go to the one before that. They get to the season just past. They came in second place, and they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to blow up the core. Let's go, Kevin Durant. Are you kidding me? Listen, I have a bunch of respect for Kevin Durant. Me, personally, most comfortable basketball shoes I ever wore, KD 6s. Stop playing. The one before the strap. When they started putting the strap on it, KD 8, KD 9, pause. That wasn't really my thing. I used to ball in KD 6s. They come in second place, and then you're going to trade away for a guy that hasn't shown success since he was in the Thunder? Oh, you know what? That's a false statement. I'm going to take that back. His last success was in Golden State, obviously, right? Because he was doing it with a team that was already on a dynasty run. But that's neither here nor there. Why, if you're Houston, would you blow up what got you in second place for a player that hasn't shown success since Steph Curry? Stop playing, bro. So that's what I got to say about that. Other than that, man, I mean, they've had like little things here and there. Like, I feel like as far as NBA goes, there's like a lot of free agency stuff going on. Obviously, a 7-team trade, first from the history. That's pretty cool. Lonzo Ball to Cleveland. That's pretty cool to see because they wanted to see all the speculation behind, like, is he back from injury? You want to see him on a contesting team? How far was he going to contest where he was before in Chicago? You don't know. DeAndre Ayton to LA, that's another thing. I mean, like, he was always, like, one of those big what-ifs. Excuse me. So, just to see him, you know, obviously the Lakers needed a big man, so to see him go there was cool. Oh, man, excuse me. I got a little bubble in my chest right here. One thing that surprised me, and it's not because of something bad, but, like, there was a 3-team trade that involved sending Kevin Love to the Jazz. Can we get some detail on that? Kevin Love trade. I didn't know Kevin Love was playing still, for being honest with you. Like, all jokes aside, okay, here we go. The Miami Heat have acquired Norman Powell from the Clippers in a 3-team trade in which Kyle Anderson, Kevin Love, and the Clippers 2027 round pick to the Utah Jazz, and John Collins joins the Clippers. Okay, listen, man. I was just talking about this with somebody else. I didn't even know dude was still playing. Honestly, shout out to Kyle Anderson, Jersey. Other than that, I mean, listen, like, I thought Kevin Love, the last action I seen Kevin Love in, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not involved, but more so like, man, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, decent news where it was, relevancy. The last time Kevin Love was relevant was the chip with LeBron, 2016. We're going on 10 years ago. This guy's still playing basketball. He's got the salt and pepper in his hair. That's not really, you know what I mean? Like, there's news, and then there's stuff like oh my God, this guy is still wheeling himself along. And some people just deserve retirement. I think Kevin Love's had a great career. And I'm not saying that he can't reproduce that now, but he's not that what he was, you know? Speaking of retirement, actually, though, I want to say 2 players that I've been notably watching because I've always respected them, even though they might not have had the most not productive, but successful seasons, I might say. You got Chris Paul announced his retirement, and you got Kyle Lowry announced his retirement. Now, Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry, 2 different categories. One's an A, one's a C, right? Both have... No, I'm sorry. Kyle Lowry actually has a chip where Chris Paul doesn't, where that's crazy. But I'm more focused or affected by the fact hearing that Chris Paul is not going to be in the NBA after this season. Now, can he do it this season? It's hard, right? But we've always known Chris Paul to lead a championship team. Not necessarily into the chip, but he always goes deep in the playoffs. When he was in Houston, deep in the playoffs, he got hurt. When he was on the Thunder, deep in the playoffs, I believe he got hurt there as well. Now he's in San Antonio, right? And obviously he's been on a lot of different other teams. I'm just talking about as of late, you know, Lob City, all that. We acknowledge all that. I'm talking about right here, right now. He's in San Antonio. You got Wemby, who just shaved his head, went full ninja mode, full monk mode. And you got DeAndre Fox. It looks like they're trying to put something together. And, shit. Oh, my gosh. Excuse me, man. I got to take, like, a Tums or something. This is crazy. You also got him on San Antonio, kind of like building something. There was a little speculation for a little bit of time about is Antetokounmpo going to end up in San Antonio? But then obviously we heard all the stuff about how they not even traded. They waived Dame Lillard. And they ended up acquiring Miles Turner from the Pacers. Obviously, Miles Turner just went the farthest he's ever gone in his career as far as the chip. Get him and another big man that kind of takes some weight off of Antetokounmpo's shoulders. Yeah, but Giannis portrayed a lot of frustration and confusion around the idea of waiving Dame Lillard because that was a move he was trying to make happen for a while. And granted, he's hurt. Dame Lillard isn't going to play for a while. Like, this is something big, but it's Dame Lillard, you know? And I think that it's frustration that's easily understood. You know, you can empathize with, like, who's the point? Who's running point right now? Because at the end of the day, Miles Turner isn't bringing the ball up the court. But at the same time, that just shows more reason as to why San Antonio is not making those advancements towards something that could look like a quote-unquote championship run. Like Houston, for example, what I'm saying, like KD, in this pursuit, you got to say, okay, they made it in second last year. They acquired KD. They're going for the gold right now. You know what I mean? And that's all you could say about that, right? Even if they don't make it or not, it doesn't matter. Like, listen, you have this is your opportunity, you know? And they didn't do it. Oh, man, my computer's on 8%. We're going to do this the best we could. Listen, Shedeur Sanders, we're going to get into some NFL. This blew my mind. Can I tell you that? I'm going to look right in the camera when I say this. This blew my mind. They asked Shedeur Sanders in an interview, hey, out of all the people in the NFL, who are you taking on as your role model, as your mentor, as your guide, as your path, as your walk into wisdom of what is this adult life as a professional athlete in the NFL? Could have said a bunch of people. Could have said Aaron Rodgers. Could have said Russell Wilson. Could have said Tom Brady. Could have said, and anybody. Y'all would have even took Eli. No, who does he say? Deshaun Watson. Right? All right, given it's on his team, they're both Browns. This is someone who's a veteran role. And when Shedeur was younger, Deshaun Watson had an era. Don't get me wrong. Him in Houston was an era. Watching that was an era. But, bro, role model? For real? Doesn't make any sense. You want to put the target on your back, bro? Hey, listen, I'm out here with Deshaun Watson. He was just accused of this, and that. Love this guy. What are you going to do that to yourself for? You already got it on your back anyway because you're probably not going to start coming up in the NFL. Okay, they're all expecting you to be great. Your last name is your last name. Why are you gonna put that emphasis on yourself? We know that you're listening to Deshaun Watson because he's technically the veteran QB on the roster. If you're not including what's his name, I believe. Hold up, I want to just get this right because I want to make sure I'm not bugging. You know, I want to make sure I give the information to the people. Get what I'm saying? So we're gonna go to Cleveland. Let's pull this up together really quick. See if I can record really quick before my computer dies on me. So we'll try this. Go to the roster. I want to make sure I'm not. Look, Deshaun Watson isn't even the most veteran player on the team. It's Joe Flacco, and you know what? Way better mentor to answering that question. You know, and there's nothing wrong with having respect for those that have been successful before you. Nothing wrong. There's so much shade in Deshaun Watson's name right now. You're a rookie. You haven't played your first... Look, here we go. Your battery's running low. You haven't even played your first snap of NFL football yet. You're going to come out here and say, yeah, this guy that was accused of assaulting masseuses, that's my guy. What are you, stupid? Come on, bro. Like, and I'm not one... Listen, if you know me, you know me. I'm not one to ever like to call someone stupid. I think there's no such thing as a stupid question. My mantra, one of them, is probably ask a question now, you look stupid for a second. Never ask the question, you look stupid forever, right? Hit you with some bars. But that's not a wise decision by Shedeur Sanders, and I'm not okay with it. I'm not. And I hope to God he makes better decisions on the football field than he does with the media. Can I leave it like that? I think I want to. Also, before I get into anything else, my sleeper pick for fantasy as it comes along is Travis Hunter. Fantasy is 2 months away. Sleeper pick, Travis Hunter. Why? He might touch both sides of the ball. Now you're getting touchdown points and you're getting interception points. Stop playing around, bro. Who else do you know has the option for that? Nobody. This is getting ridiculous. I'm going to hop right into, listen, I think I said everything I had to say. You know, one thing I saw today, and I'm just going to mention it because it came out in ESPN's articles today. Kirk Cousins felt misled after the Falcons. I'm gonna turn off my screen. I'm gonna delete that part of the screen. Kirk Cousins felt misled after Falcons drafted Michael Penix Jr. Bro, get over it. You're like, what else you want me to say? That was not even this draft. That was a draft before that. You've had 2 drafts to process your emotions. Listen, bro. Like, I think that he feels misled because he's not getting shown any interest by any other NFL teams, you know? In his head, he probably said, all right, they're going to draft another QB. I'll go somewhere else after this season. I'll be gone. And nobody wants him. You know? Maybe in his head, he's like, oh, I should have stayed in Minnesota. Oh, that could have been me right now, balling out. You know what I mean? I could have still had Jettas. I could have still had what? Now what do you have? The bench. And, like, if you're Atlanta, do you blame them? You know what I mean? Who's your future? That was like when Pittsburgh benched Justin Fields for Russell Wilson. Both of them probably had expectations to start. If you're an NFL quarterback, you should expect to start wherever you go. And given there's some teams, right, where you know that there's a star there and you can't do nothing about it. But there's a lot of teams where that's still in the air. You know, so if you're going into a team where it's in the air, of course your expectancy is that you're going to try your hardest in order to start. But listen, if they don't believe in you, they don't believe in you. They must have believed in you enough to be a backup. And was there a little hype behind, you know, he was doing that swag surf, all that in Atlanta, feeling himself for real, you know, kind of getting into the culture of what it is over there. That's great. That's great. But Michael Penix is their guy right now. He wouldn't have came out and said he was misled if he was led into another team that was interested in him in free agency. And that's just a fact. So, I don't know Michael Penix's injury history off the top of my head. But I could expect, knock on wood, that there's no reason I would see Kirk Cousins starting a football game anywhere past like, or anywhere before rather, week 6 or 7. You know? And that's just what it is. Unless for some reason Michael Penix starts flopping, which he easily could. But given from what I saw from him his rookie year, I don't expect that. You know? So for Kirk Cousins to feel misled, oh well. You know what I mean? Like, and Kirk Cousins, you know, I don't hate him. I don't have any problem against him. I'm really glad that he didn't end up a Jet. Can I say that? We just left the situation with a injury-ridden veteran white quarterback that kind of had all these things down his storyline that were preventing him from being the great that he was. You know, shout out to A-Rod. I hope he does well in Pittsburgh. But why would you release someone with their own problems to collect someone with the same problems? Doesn't make any sense. It makes sense for them to start Michael Penix. That's all I got to say about that. Honestly, other than that, that's really it for me. I got another episode coming out next week with David where we talk a little more shop. The Smash Brothers episode that we mentioned in the last episode is still coming. The equipment is on the way. What did Shannon Sharp say? He said, help is on the way.
Help is on the way. Help is on the way.
I know usually we were just talking about, like, you know, off season for sports. We're going to play some video games. We're going to get into a little more shop. We're going to do things a little different, and we're going to do it just for you. So as always, this is me signing off from Cody's Corner, and I'll see you.